Welcome. It's time for us to head into cyberspace. And if you've only seen cyberspace or hacking in System Shock 2, prepare to be disappointed in System Shock 2, because the cyberspace and hacking in System Shock 1 is, at least in my opinion, way cooler. Maybe I'll change my mind by the time we get to the end, because I'll decide that it's all broken and terrible. But at least initially, while it may be somewhat confusing to figure out what all these things are and what's going on, when I read Neuromancer or any of a number of other cyberpunk books, was what I figured cyberspace as described looked like. All these weird boxes and shapes floating out into nothing. Alright, but so to give us the primer on cyberspace, obviously there's no gravity. You're always flying, and you're always flying forward. There is no up or down as such. And we have all of these little things floating around which we can click on. This is Pulsar Combat software, which gives us shooty bits that we'll be able to use later. A data object. All those purple boxes are. The blue is application software, or, defensive bonus software. In this case, recall. Recall will let us leave a level. The pluses are obviously health. But if you run out of time, which you're always on a timer in cyberspace, or if you run out of integrity, which is your health, you get dumped out of cyberspace, take a lot of damage, and are instantly fatigued, which means you can't run or do very much until you rest or take a stamina booster. And even the stamina booster takes time to kick in, so you're incredibly vulnerable. Time doesn't really pass while you're in here, but once you get out, monsters will start moving around again. So, those being all of the basic rules, we'll take one look at this, which is a data fragment. As we fly by, it gives us information. Level 1 elevator offline, showdown security block established for November, so 2 days ago. But since I've spent this time blathering, we will now go back out through the exit portal and come back in to reset our timer. Now this corridor right here will whisk us away to another section. Listen to what the music does when we go in. And it'll change again once we come out the other side. These things I'm dodging here are security defense mines. They'll take a little damage off you if you get too close. We're about to meet our first enemy, AI. The giant pre-Columbian pig mask. Alright. He's done. Let's see what we've got in here for loot. Trioptimum Fun Pack module. Ping game acquired. Alright. A couple more utility/defensive software bits. Decoy, which could be very handy. And a second recall. This inventory is persistent, even if we leave cyberspace and come back in through some other jack, or come back into this one, we'll keep all that stuff. One more data object. Now if we look out here, we can see a whole bunch of those AI mask guys guarding a purple bit of data, which is probably pretty important. But we can't get there from here because this section of cyberspace isn't actually connected to that one. So we'll have to find a jack elsewhere. And there we go. Cyberspace was, I think, originally going to be more exploratory, but in the interest of keeping it simpler, they made it all linear, so it's only just, in and out. Alright, great. Don't want to leave just yet. We just got here. We have a stop sign that is an information node. It says medical security door lock, and I think it's supposed to be pointing at this. Inactive switching node. Active switching node. Hospital level security doors are now open. Let's see. There's at least one other information node and another software node. Pulsar version 2, so that should have just powered up our shots, but they look pretty much the same. Maybe they travel further. Go down near the exit, and I use down in a very strange sense here. It's up. Data fragment, which says showdown security presence controlled by CPUs and maintained by security cameras. Okay, well we already knew that, but They wanted to make absolutely, positively sure that there was no way you could miss that information because it's important. And that's it. That's cyberspace. Now if we go into our data reader, we'll see we have 2 new pieces of data for the 2 purple bits we picked up. We see Hospital Armo, which is actually the hospital level armory code 705. So hopefully that will be very useful and help us be better armed later. We also have a message from Rebecca Lansing in Trioptimum that's been left in cyberspace. If you're reading this, it means you've made it to the Cyberjack on the hospital level. I'll leave messages in each section of Trioptimum cyberspace and hope Shodan doesn't find and destroy them. As with every level, the hospital has 4 sections, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, around a central hub. Alpha has the cyborg production facility, Beta is offices and labs, but we also know it's where survivors have most recently been holding up behind a radioactive trench. Beta is accessible from an elevator off of the hub. Gamma contains an emergency armory, which we probably just got the code for. And Delta has several multi-purpose rooms, including the one which contains the Cyberjack. Now, I'm not sure what exactly that means, but the Cyberjack might mean that we could get access to that bit of data. We could get access to that bit of data that was being well guarded. I wouldn't want to actually fight all of those pre-Columbian masks at once, though, so I would probably use a decoy to get through that section. But that's cyberspace for you. Okay. Now these doors are open. We can go and find a mag pulse, which is some kind of weapon that does take ammunition, which, if I recall correctly, let's see, item. No, I wanted to see ammunition. There we go. Dart gun, mag pulse, 0 clips. That's an American thing. We call what should be called magazines clips. It's just something we do. But we don't, so I'm loath to actually try and be using the mag pulse at this point since I have no backup ammo for it. You know, if we get into big trouble, then I would use it. Back out into the main corridors. I'll keep trying to hang to the left around here. Our stash. Bulkhead door, which is locked. Oh, I heard that. Usually means a monster spawning. Oh, I know about spawning, but there's definitely one here. Get. And soda can, nobody cares. We also have a couple vision patches, which will be good for dark areas. Frag grenade, and dart gun. Now, when I have multiple dart guns, I tend to select whichever one has the least ammo, and then get rid of it, because I don't believe guns break in this game, and they mess up my tab order, because then I've got to tab through multiple dart guns to get to other weapons if I need to. So let's go see who needs to be shot. Lighting. Energy charge station, which is good, but we only have one thing that uses energy, and it's our rear view mirror. Alright, we have found someone who needs to be shot. And he has been shot. Destroyed drone cyborg. Ooh. Who is carrying Teflon-coated pistol ammo. We still don't have the type of weapon that would use that ammo, but... Okay, clear. Ooh, and it looks like we're about out of time. So we will continue our exploration of boring and drab meat space in the next installment.